what are your thoughts on positive affirmations? Do you wake up every morning and go like, I am good, I'm going to get this day? Because I don't believe
Not
in
really my
myself.
vibe.
I don't know.
Not my vibe at all. Like, yeah, just like, what? I'm woken up by a screaming cat demanding to be fed. And I wake up hating everyone and everything except for the fact that it will once again soon be night at some point. I don't know whether you allow language on this show or not. A positive affirmation can suck my dick. It's just not a thing. I'm sorry.
It could suck mine as well.
Yeah, it's just not a thing.
You are entering the Overthink Tank.
Hey everyone, I'm Surbhi and you're watching yet another episode of the Overthink Tank. We just never quit. And today we have two more cool people joining us on this podcast. Presenting Rohan Joshi and Srishti Dixit.
Hello. We're cool. Did you hear that?
I don't identify
Cool.
as
Yeah.
cool.
Don't identify.
I
What are
don't
your
identify.
pronouns?
My
Uncool.
pronouns are uncool. Yeah. That.
Uncool. Lovely. Srishti Dixit, Rohan Joshi. They're both repeat guests, but I'm like, let's make them.
You are? I thought this is the first time.
This is my first time like in the video version of it.
Oh.
Yeah, we haven't
This
done a
is-
video version. I
Yeah,
didn't
it's my
have,
first
a-
time like in this thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, okay. I'm for all my friends. I'm the guinea pig like where I get invited when it's like being recorded in someone's bedroom with 2 mics and all. I get invited for that, and then straight away on like the 6th season when all the other guests are over again. Like it's quite a trip.
come on down.
Like
It's humbling.
it's very humbling.
And the Venn diagram that brings Srishti and Rohan together is that they both have cats. And
Yes.
cats.
Yes, we
Cat
do.
parents.
That is the biggest part
Yeah.
of like that's my whole personality, that I have a cat.
You have a cat.
That's the only
And you
interesting
have
thing
two.
about me, I think.
So that means it's twice as much
Yeah.
my personality as it is ours. This is great.
By the way, you know about this podcast. It's the podcast where we overthink other people's problems so they don't have to. So it's kind of like a social service we're doing. And today, would you like to know the question we're overthinking?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Dear Overthink Tank, I want to start building my confidence and liking myself more, but I still feel like some of the most normal, acceptable things I do are, quote, cringe. How can I rewire my brain to own my cringe rather than be ashamed of it? So basically, this person's like, I feel like the things I enjoy are suddenly cringe. How can I reach a place where I'm like, I'm okay with this part of me. I'm okay with this side of me being a little cringe.
I feel like this person hasn't given us enough information, right? They haven't
That is
given us
true.
specifics of
Yeah.
what it is that they do and find cringe. So I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to help.
All right,
This person.
that's
Great
the end of the
episode. Thank you,
podcast.
everybody.
Why
Next.
are Rohan and Srishti so cringe? Let's talk about that now.
Okay, guys, so Srishti, I want to start with you. What is cringe to you? What part of you do you feel like is a little cringe?
Everything. My existence on this planet makes me cringe. Every day I wake up with this face. Like every day I wake up and I'm like already pissed
Yeah.
that like I inflict myself on the world.
So you're
for another day.
embarrassed. You're like embarrassed about yourself.
I
What is
don't
it?
like. I mean, I get very easily cringy about a lot of things that I do myself, and I also have zero judgment for what other people are doing. Like I would assume that everybody is judging while I'm not judging, so I would have to believe that other people are also not judging as much.
Correct.
But then I don't know, I'm just like everybody's cringing all the time while looking at me, because why wouldn't they? Because I'm also cringing. So there is.
But
I don't know. I cringe a lot at everything I do.
A lot
Like
of
this is
videos.
cringing me out right
Oh,
now.
yeah?
Like I myself talking cringe myself a lot.
Oh my god. But what is cringe to you, Rohan? According to other people.
According to other people,
Yeah, do you really let it bother you? Do you let it, like, other people's definition of cringe bother you?
not really, but still like a little bit, in the sense that I think for a comedian, I need to be a little more okay with feeling stupid about what I do and about myself. And I think that's something that I don't always do. I think that there's times where I've stopped myself from doing or saying certain things because I only, like she said, right, you cringe yourself out before anybody else. So you
Correct.
sort of self-cringe censor, if that's a thing. I think people could consider an almost 40-year-old person so heavily obsessed with pop culture and superheroes to be a bit cringe. But on the flip side,
Yeah.
one of the amazing things about growing older is you definitely like lean way harder into your cringe,
Oh,
because you
nice.
get to a point, at least I got to a point where I'm like, see, like I enjoy the cringe that I enjoy. I'm still very like successful and happy in life. I don't have to care what other people think. I unironically love Aqua and 90s dance music, and I'm tired of pretending like I don't.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. And I don't care if like some 17-year-old is like,
and you like the ketchup song.
I love the ketchup song. I have no issues with the ketchup song at all.
All right, copyright. Okay, awesome.
Copyright strike will
I've
happen
not
on
said
YouTube.
oh, but even like the
You sang it so well. We're definitely gonna.
You
get
think this was
copyright.
accurate? This was not. Needed
But
subtitles.
what I feel like I've noticed in both of your social media personalities is that you're sort of like on social media, you seem like you're owning your cringe. Like, because I
The
see.
thing you
What
knew
did you
about
s-
yourself
yeah,
up until
yeah.
right now.
I feel offended.
But like,
Do you think we're cringy? Surbhi?
No, not at all. But like,
Do you think we are cringy?
I feel like when you start something new, like, you know, how your Pinto character came about.
That was cringy.
The first couple of videos, we were like, okay, what is she doing? What is she up to?
Yeah.
And then we were like, you know what? It's
Yeah.
kind of fun. And we was just like on
Yeah.
board with
Then
it.
that was the universe.
Yeah.
But I felt cringy about that. I've stopped doing that. But like I do want to do it because apparently people really like it. But yeah, I feel like that about all the things I
you ever do.
create or I'm in or I'm performing. Like it's just
Yeah, it's true. I'm with her on this 100%. Like it, and I'm not even saying this to be rude, but I'm not gonna listen to this episode because the thought of listening to my own voice is horrific to me. So if there's a way you can send me a copy of this where I can just hear the two of you,
I can
that
send
would
you
be
a flip book
amazing.
of it. It's
That would
like,
be amazing.
ooh,
If you
flip
could
book.
somehow send me a copy of it with my voice removed, I could listen to it. Like one of the most traumatic things I've done in my life is edit my stand-up comedy special because I'm just like, what are these faces you're making? What is this over-enthusiastic line delivery? Why are you speaking? Stop speaking. And for 28 days, I'm listening to myself and I'm just like, oh, the next show is going to be a mime act. For sure.
yeah, every time I'm editing, I really spiral.
Which-
I really am
yeah.
confronted with how much I don't like what I'm watching.
Wow.
And I have to put this out into the world also. So I think there's that burden.
That 100%.
That really cripples me.
Do you have like a friend or like someone you can just like shoot your cringy thoughts at? Be like, do you think this is funny?
I have
And
a
then you
cat.
value their
My
judgment.
cat is my sounding
Your
board.
cat. What about you, Rohan?
No, the cringe is so high that like I have to like self-judge it myself because once it's out, I can only get it out once.
Ah.
All right, I can only get this idea out into the world once. If I start explaining it to somebody before that, I'm gonna cringe myself out and then not gonna execute.
Yeah, you
The
can't go
idea
through like 2 lines of approval
all.
that way.
Yeah,
It's just,
you can't.
Don't think too much about it, just put it
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
Yeah.
Shoot first, questions later. Does this happen to you? Because I feel like one of the things that happens when you're editing your own work is you have this when you're shooting it and when you conceptualize it, you have this idea of how it's going to look and sound.
Yeah.
And then you shoot it and then you edit it and you're like, oh man, the version in my head was way cooler than whatever this is.
not
And the problem is that ideal head Rohan did a way better acting job than whatever the fuck this guy on camera is doing right now. And then in that sort of self and execution gap, that is where cringe forms.
Correct. Yeah.
That's
when you just
Beautifully put.
yeah, you're right. In that little like
great
2
episode,
minutes.
guys. It's a wrap.
But you know, so this is like our social media selves where we feel like cringe to put our content out in the world. But like in our general day-to-day lives, I think there are like tiny moments that feel like very cringy. Like for me personally, I hate double texting. Like I'm like, oh my god, I'm so needy and cringy. And also when you like check someone's Instagram story immediately, you know,
Yeah.
like, they just put it like I'm 20 seconds in and I'm like, I'm the first watcher. I feel terrible about myself. I'm like,
That does.
So counter question then. Are we just now judging or gauging all enthusiasm that we might have for things as cringy? Are we just saying enthusiasm is cringy now?
Kind of.
What?
Kind of.
yeah.
Come on. Come on. You're just saying all enthusiasm is cringy? Come on.
Like being excited,
Like-
it's so tacky. Like why are people
Turn
excited
it
about
down.
anything anymore?
Turn it down a little bit.
Yeah.
By a notch.
Take
You're
it
too excited
down
about
a few
life.
notches, yeah.
So are you saying
That's
being
good to know.
optimistic is cringy too?
Oh, for sure.
Ooh.
Why are you optimistic in this economy in 2022? What?
Just the worst.
That's a load of crap. No.
What is something in a day-to-day life where you feel like, oh my god, I did myself a cringe? Like you feel second-hand embarrassment for your own self. Like, oops.
If I spit on somebody while talking,
Oh my god.
I wanna
man.
end myself in that moment.
Oh man.
I wanna wipe my existence in that second.
If
And then
somebody-
if it's not addressed,
Yeah.
then it's even
worse.
worse.
It's even worse.
Oh my god.
It's just way worse.
I would love if I've done that to somebody and they address it. Like,
Have you ever thrown the spit that looks like it's sizzling, where you throw it and it's like 3 bubbles and then 1 pops in the second, and you see it like the whole time.
Yes.
That's like, yeah.
Who do you think, what would be better? Them addressing it or you just
Them,
not spitting?
them.
in
Just
the
both
first
of you at the
place?
same
Both
time.
of
I
us?
think it's also just like, I'm sorry. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
fucked
yeah,
up.
like,
Sorry.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
fucked up, sorry.
I'm sorry about that. Like immediately. And it's cool. It's cool. Like,
Have you done the pro gamer level of that, which is when you have a cold and you're talking to somebody and that snot bubble forms in your
no.
nose mid conversation, like you're just talking and just like whoop pop happens before you can do anything. And that
That's
one's-
happened while crying. Like I've been
Oh, no.
crying in an
Yeah.
argument and then that has happened.
Yeah. Have you ever done the snot bungee? Where sometimes in a cold there'll be like a snot bungee that happens.
Oh my god.
If you have sinus issues, you can.
Yeah.
Relatable for
Yeah.
people with sinus issues.
Yeah.
Try it at home today.
That's pretty much my core market, man. Like people with cats and sinuses simultaneously. That's the sweet
Do you
spot.
think your sinus is triggered by your cats?
Do I think no? My sinus is triggered by my deviated septum. But for that, you're gonna have to call me on your deviated septum episode to talk
Let's
about
talk
that.
about deviated septums.
Tanya and teeth, guys.
Turn.
And somebody else pointing it out. Or worse, somebody not pointing it out.
Like
And you're
having.
going the whole day with
Yeah,
Oh my god.
just-
Yeah. But it's also like friendship. Like I'll tell you if there's something stuck in your teeth.
It is friendship.
Yeah, that
Yes,
is.
it's like
yeah.
friendship
But-
goals.
Is everybody your real friend? Or are they just being polite by not pointing it out?
Yeah.
Thereby being
Or are they enjoying
the
it?
enemy or enjoying it.
Oh,
I don't want to assume
yeah,
negative
yeah.
intent.
I don't want to go with that
But yeah, I
assumption.
would.
That's why the world would
Hopefully,
eat you all up.
nobody,
That's why we are doomed.
hopefully nobody's enjoying like spinach
Hopefully.
teeth. Yeah.
Yeah. What a fucked
Apart
up
from
thing
Popeye,
to enjoy.
you
Just
eat
saying,
Popeye and
like,
it's
you know,
like-
there's a fetish for everything, guys. I'm just putting it out there. There just is. It's
Is
just
there
the rule of
porn
the
for
universe.
Tanya and teeth? I would like to see.
Only one way to find it.
But now, I mean, if you look at social media, like in the last couple of years, especially during the pandemic, there was like a wave of people sort of going like, I mean, you and I share a lot of cringy videos on Instagram.
yeah.
And it has a...
It's delightful.
It's delightful and it's so shareable. Like, it's heavily shareable.
It really
I would say-
strengthens friendships.
Yeah.
Sharing cringy videos.
You've
really,
sent me a
really
photo
does.
of a monkey dancing and I'm
Love
like,
that.
thank you.
Yeah.
Made my day.
It's good for my mental health today.
Yeah, don't send me Al Jazeera
Why
news.
a video of a monkey dancing cringe though?
Oh, because it was
Yeah.
dancing to like Hindi music. It's not cringe.
There is
It's
this page called Emo Boys India. Every video they put up is cringy.
See, that's
Yeah.
different, right?
And I love that content. I live for that content. Like, it's too good.
Why do you feel like that content really like touches you at its core? Why?
Because people get to do
Is it
this
because you
and they
want to
love
make that video?
themselves and
Is
they
it because
enjoy
you
it.
want to be that person?
Yeah, I'm jealous for sure. I would love to be unaware and like not aware of like how much I don't like myself. Like, I would love to be unaware of that.
Are you saying self-awareness is a big problem? Because then we're just
I
doing
think
it
it can
wrong.
be debilitating. Like
Yeah.
after a certain point, when does it go from self-awareness to like self-judgment? My theory about cringe is a little more cynical.
Okay.
Which is that on the one hand, yes, there's that idea of, man, I wish I just had this abundance. But I also believe that the reason we bond over cringe videos is because there is nothing two human beings bond over more than feeling superiority to another person by being like, ha ha,
Yeah.
that person's so cringe.
Yeah.
I'm so cool. I get to judge this and enjoy it at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think there's a tiny sliver of that when we sort of do it as
Correct.
well, right? Like today, whether it's like,
course,
say,
yeah.
people who are considered cringe pop or any
Yeah.
of those sort of things, right?
Rebecca
There's an
Black,
element of,
all of
just
that, yeah.
being like, well, haha, let me judge the shit out of this 13, 14-year-old, which I think we all did.
Yeah.
Like very sort of happily, right? On the one hand, we weren't just being like, oh, so good, this girl is chasing her dreams. That is not where
Not
the
my
Rebecca
fault,
Black
yeah.
Friday phenomenon came from at
Never.
all.
No, sir.
So I think there is an element of it's the easiest way to culturally sort of get together and feel superior about
Correct.
ourselves. And I think there's an element of that. And I have great respect actually for people who or other entertainers who can then in fact own that, weaponize that and turn it against you, right? So today people can make all the fun they want of Dhingchak Puja, but if you're going and following her and if you're going and doing all of that stuff, she's weaponized
Yeah.
your own feelings of cringe
She's
against
winning.
you. Yeah, she's winning.
yeah,
She's
it's her.
winning.
She's
Congratulations. You are only the product in the end. Like, and that I feel like
No,
is
that's true. I mean, I remember Taylor Swift was really looked as a like an icon of cringe because she would almost always like write songs about her breakups, but now she's owned it too. She's like, this is my jam, guys. This I'm only gonna do this, and maybe yeah, that's the rest of Taylor Swift for us.
Yeah.
It's just cringy.
again, it's sad if we're just like sincerity is cringy, right? Basically,
Yeah.
like if these days if somebody does anything without irony, it's cringy,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Which is so sad in a way, where it's like everything has to be done ironically. Like you know what, fuck, I'm
Like-
glad Taylor Swift own the fact that you know what you write a certain kind of pop music and it is in some ways timeless and amazing. You don't have to act like you're doing it ironically. Or
Correct. Yeah.
This thing, just enjoy it.
And why, you know, according like what you just said about like being cringe is sort of like the opposite of being cool.
Yeah.
What is sort of the definition of being cool on the internet?
Subjective.
It's very subjective. You're
Not
right.
one thing. Yeah.
But like nowadays, you're right. I mean, it's become very like, oh, there's this trend happening. Let me inverse it and let me be like the one person who's doing a different thing.
Yeah.
Like, but why not just dance to a nice song? Why not like just do what you like, even if it's
Yeah.
cringy?
Because I feel like that's just the cycle that social media operates on, right? First comes the stage of saying that you're part of the trend. Then comes the stage where like, but actually I'm too cool for this trend. Then comes also this is what happens when you've essentially built an opinion economy, right? Once everybody has the same opinion, now the value comes from you having a contrarian opinion, right?
Correct.
For the
Yeah.
sake of it. And I
Yeah.
think that's something that we all do. Because again, like, I guess like, man, I don't know, my cringe could be your cool.
But are we having less fun? Because I feel like if we're just constantly being like, let's flip this around and let's have a contrarian viewpoint on this trend, I feel like we're having so much like less
Yeah.
fun compared to the everyone who's like just like, oh, there's a new trendy video, let me lip sync to it.
That's why I'm jealous because
Yeah.
people are having fun doing that and just chilling. And I'm thinking of
It's
like
true.
ways to make it harder when it's right there what I'm
Yeah.
supposed to do.
Exactly.
And I'm like, let me subvert this and make my own life hell. Like it's my fault. It's my doing.
Like I was at a couple of weeks ago, I was at Star Wars Celebration, which is like the single biggest sort of Star Wars like celebration, like literally like what it says on the box. And you have like people who are 45, 50 years old, and they're unironically in some of the most immaculate, kick-ass cosplay, like Star Wars cosplay that I've seen in my life. Like
Yeah.
hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars have been spent, but it's this thing that they're doing with their friends or with their family. Like I saw full families of like mom, dad, and like two little like baby Yoda kids, right? Like that. I saw like, and I saw you having the best time. And then there's people who look at from the outside and be like, it's so cringe for these people. But look at them.
They're so
They are
happy.
having the best time, and they're not hurting anyone.
Anybody.
They're having the best time. They have found something to make community over. They are obviously like enjoying the shit out of this.
Yeah.
Today, like you said, where the idiots having less fun as a result of judging
I'm
it.
miserable.
Yeah,
Because
miserable.
of this self-imposed
Yeah.
need to
to
seem
be
different.
cooler and like
Yeah.
different. Do you think we're at a time where like we need to sort of like change the definition of being cringe? Maybe cringe is about accepting yourself, and you could just be like, you could do whatever, but just sort of realizing that even if it's cringe, it's fine.
Or we stop cringing.
Oh, we stop cringing.
We just stop cringing,
just
right?
be
Because
so.
cringe still implies judgment. So
Yeah.
we're like, how about we save the cringing for, how about we just use harm as the definition of cringe, right? Something causes harm, it's cringy. And if we agreed that that was the metric, I feel like that way we're not stopping ourselves from enjoying completely harmless things.
Yeah.
And you're automatically attaching a level of cringe to things that are genuinely horrible.
Yeah.
That's it, guys. We solved cringe. Great episode. Good night,
This is
everybody.
done.
Thanks
Another
for
one,
watching.
another one.
Where's
down
the
there.
coffee hamper? Give it. Give it.
Those guys, there's a lot more overthinking to happen.
Okay, fair.
But again, a lot of people have found success only, like Dinchak Puja, and like a lot of creators have found success only by, going and making cringe videos. And now they're Like that's their whole thing now. They don't even try to pretend that, oh, we're cool, or we're like, this is like we're trying to do something new. They're like, no, this is us, and we're going to post this content, and it's up to you to sort of like either share or like it. Is that a good approach to sort of like just send it out in the world and let's see what the world thinks about it, even if you're cringing to it?
That's how I would like to live my life. Yeah.
How do you ever cringe at a video you made but then you still upload it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Nice.
All my branded content. I do. I really do.
I'm glad you said it and I didn't. It's just, but
There's no way I would look at something and be like, oh, look at that. That's
Yeah.
good.
Really nailed it this
Never.
time.
That would never happen. And I feel like that would happen to like the high art creators as well as someone who's making something that's very low effort.
Yeah.
Would it not? I
no,
don't
I'm
know.
sure it would. I'm sure there's even times where like, even like a Martin Scorsese has looked at his work and has been like, what have I done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So,
But I don't know if a Dingchak, we keep using her as an example, but I don't know if someone we consider cringe would be looking at their own content and
content is
feel like
cringe.
that. Or they would just be
So
like,
you're saying cringe comes from outside. It's
Yeah.
not an internal force, it's an external force.
It is.
Basically.
It's basically what other people think of you, and thinking too much about what other people think of you. Is that where the feeling of cringe comes from? Like, because I'm like worried about what other people will think of this content. So basically, it's not about me. It's about the reaction I get
Yeah,
from
could
people.
be right.
could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I am very caught up in my head about how something would be received and just really work myself up just thinking about that.
Yeah.
And then kind of convincing myself, or I'm maybe already convinced that it will be judged or it won't be received the way I want or whatever.
But the thing about social media is they will judge anything. You could be like a Nobel Prize peace winner and like they'll still be like cringe, you know? There's still content out there
You're
that's
absolutely right.
logically sane and there's nothing wrong with it.
No,
and
it's a rule of social. If you put something
Yeah.
out, you will find someone, because it is the nature of the
Posting
opinion
is
economy,
cringe.
you will find someone who will find something critical about it. Maybe
Yeah.
they're correct, and maybe it's because at this point now the counter engagement is what becomes. If everybody is putting a comment on your video saying love it, love it, love it, it's the one person that says what shit who's gonna get 10 engagements
Yeah,
in the comment
correct.
from people
Yeah.
going, what's wrong with
Yeah.
you? Etc.
that happens.
So,
There's-
People,
that does-
people DM me and they're like, you are such a bitch, Randi. I'm like, sir, what happened?
heavy escalation.
I don't know you would reply, so I sent you a
Oh
message
man, this
like
shit all the time.
that. I'm like, that's
people
fucked
love
up.
doing that. I mean, there's also like people like to be the top comment on a video, like in the comments, especially in a cringy video. You'll see people are like fighting to be the best burn. Be like, oh, I'll burn this person even more.
Yeah.
And then there's like a comment fight happening where they're like, let's see who calls this person like, you know, just like who's
Like whoever's
worst.
most creative with
yeah,
with
the
their
hate
insult, yeah.
remarks. And that is, I don't know how that escalates. It's like from
I've never in my life, not once, felt the urge to type a comment
bad
that
comment.
is negative.
Yeah, a negative comment.
Not once in my life.
That's
like unless
true.
it's like something specific to do with me, right? Like a thing
Then I
but
would.
like in general, like if I've not
Yeah.
liked something, I've
If I
never
see
felt the
something,
need to be
I
like,
move on so fast. I'm like,
yeah. In fact,
immediately I'm
the
over
only
it.
time I've ever written like a negative comment or this thing is if I've paid for a service and I feel like my writing that negative thing is going to help future people who try to avail of that
So
service.
writing
Like-
Amazon
People
reviews is
fired.
not
yeah, like
cringe.
where I'm like, you know, this is a dumb product, or this
Yeah.
is like, hey, my product hasn't shipped, or this person took an age to like ship my, or whatever. Is one
This
thing.
product is cringe.
Oh, I'm so salty in those reviews.
Oh man, I can be
I'm
crazy
just
salty.
Like, where is it?
Oh, man.
so entitled.
Oh
Such
man,
shit.
just oof. Oh, that
Where
I'm
is my
cringe.
product?
I'm cringe. that, yeah. Where is
that's
it?
max cringe behavior.
Yeah.
I'm
that-
so cringy when I'm interacting and like interacting with like someone who is providing me a service and like I'm feeling entitled. And it's very bad behavior. Like it's proper bad behavior.
Give us an
I'm
example.
trying to fix it though. I really am actively.
What do you mean? How are you bad to people?
Like if I'm on a set and it's taking time. I know that it's not taking time because people are lazy. Like it's taking time because of like technical reasons. And I'm just not accommodating of any
Fair.
of those reasons. I'm just like, let's
Time.
let's come on.
But
on,
then
let's
there's
do it.
also the difference between genuine technical problems and on-set. There are also inefficient sets and inefficient these things, right? Like there are some times where it's a genuine thing and sometimes just like this is inefficiency now.
Yeah. So I start at this is
Inefficient,
inefficiency. You're all incompetent.
I'm here and you're
Yeah.
not started
Yeah,
yet.
the talent is in the room. I'm ready. Let's go.
My
What's
phone's on
stopping
airplane.
us?
Come on,
That's
guys,
all
let's
I
do
need.
it.
Yeah, time is money, people.
Yeah.
Time is money.
And I become really like hard to deal with. Like the ADs would be afraid to talk. I don't want to do that. I don't want
Damn,
to put out
Srishti,
that
I'll take you
vibe.
for a baby ko juice pilao behavior like person.
I do that now.
Damn.
I don't like the person I've become. Yeah, I'm very cringy.
What
See, that's
juice
where I'm
would you
better than
offer?
you. I hated myself before I became anything.
Before I was cool.
And so, start from that perspective. That's great.
Coming back to our social media lives, where like we sort of look at and people and judge them for the content they're making, but they are making a lot of money off it. So if you think about that, it does make me feel like if
Killing it.
if self-acceptance is also the key to like making money, why aren't we doing it? Like, we're just sort of like
Because the monkey brain is stupid.
fucking brain.
Again, we solved cringe. Great episode.
I think loathing myself has made me money too.
This is
So
also
that's
true.
just like kind of worked out.
Been
that
working
way
as a
also.
strategy so far.
It's been working out.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable in life.
Okay.
And I hate myself. That's
You,
fine.
yeah,
Yeah,
The two coexist peacefully.
yeah, you
Yeah,
can
exactly.
coexist. I hate myself and also give me money.
Yeah, but I would like to experience
exactly.
It's
Because
that.
it's easier to hate myself wealthy than hate myself poor. Just is. It's like I want to hate myself but on a comfortable couch.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't want to do the work of self-improvement.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I get it, but it's
I do
so
not want
hard.
to
The most
at all.
honest thing that's ever been said on a podcast
Yeah.
ever.
I do
I love
not
it.
want to improve
No,
myself.
because, no, I get it because after a while I feel like I'm just not having a good time being so self-aware.
Just straight up not.
I'm like,
Just
what
not
do I do with all this self-awareness now? Just where do I take
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, where do I put this? Who do I share it with? Who do why must I carry the burden of the world's worries?
Yeah,
I'll
it's-
be a piece of shit.
you
I'll die
deal
that
with
way.
it. You find a way out of this.
But I would like to, in all honesty, experience the feeling of I love myself. Like I am really such a fan of myself, and look at what I've made, and I'm so proud of it, and I'm so excited to share it with the
There are
world.
chemicals on this earth that can temporarily make that possible without you having to do any self work.
Without chemical help.
Drugs.
Don't
The way
do
to solve
drugs.
cringe is doing drugs.
Enough drugs for you to be like, it's okay, I don't hate myself anymore.
Just the podcast that endorses drugs. The Underthink Tank.
Drugs are
You didn't
cringe.
think this through enough. I just went out there, recommended drugs and left.
So is like, if you think about cringe in like an Indian aspect, is cringe basically log kya kahenge?
I want to know what people who we cringe at in our classist outlook in life are cringing at. Like, I want to see what they cringe at. Like, is there a food chain of cringe that's
Yeah.
going on?
You did
Yeah,
a
I'm just
flip,
not
you did a
cool.
180. I mean, I think I remember during the pandemic, you started posting a lot of memes that were objectively cringe. So
Wow. Wow.
What happened?
Not a thing that I knew until now.
Took no prisoners.
Like, really? Damn. Wow.
So what happened?
I just like making memes and I don't care. Yeah, just straight up. Yes. Like, got an ambulance, but not for me. Yeah, I just like making those memes. If you've seen a meme on that page, it means I thought it was funny and I put it out there. And if anybody else thinks that's cringe, that's on them. Like, it's
Correct,
fine.
but how did you sort of again, you said that you're older now and that makes
Yeah.
you feel like you don't have any more fucks to give about.
I don't have. Look, if you're coming to my page for my content, and beyond a point, there is only so far I can adjust and like change my content for it to fit
Yeah.
people's tastes.
Yeah,
And beyond
you
a
came
point,
looking
look,
for this.
you came looking for
So
this,
on
like
you.
yeah,
It's
you
not
know.
on me. Even Adele thinks so.
What?
This is such a weird thing.
Okay, tell me.
So,
Wait, Adele thinks my memes are cringe. Okay, that changes everything.
no.
That
Adele
changes
thinks
everything.
that you don't need to just cater to like a specific audience because so basically on TikTok a lot of like musical artists have been making small videos saying that my music label has been forcing me to release music only once it becomes a trend on TikTok
yeah.
and they've been trying to fake that. And like a lot of people are upset about it. And Adele is basically like, I'm gonna make music for the 30-year-olds. I know that's my audience. I'm not gonna try and cater to the Gen Z. My songs are too deep for them.
Correct.
Like I know that it's not they are not the target audience
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna appease to them. I don't give a fuck about
Yeah,
TikTok.
this is a very good point. मेरे जिंदगी का सबसे बड़ा problem है salaries and TDS. तो मैं I can't like college crush this that this नहीं होगा क्योंकि नहीं है relation उसके बारे में मतलब.
Yeah.
So you write a song about salary and TDS.
I could 100% do that. I could 100% do that, and it'd be a banger. Alright? Like, yeah. I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have. I'm like the Kendrick Lamar for the
It's like,
salary generation.
just guys, self-acceptance is a very big, obviously, like there's a lot of layers to it. I'm talking about the sort of like the side of you that you haven't completely accepted. Because I used to have the side of me, I mean, the Ghaziabad girl side of me, where I would like slowly, like I would talk in English, but I would slip some Hindi in, and I would feel bad about it. I'd be like, what's that? But it's how I talk and how I'm like most free with myself. So I remember when I moved to Bombay, I felt like a lot of people tried to change my accent. Like they were like, it's like they were like, it's not that, it's not Desange, it's the song. I don't know. That's Salon I was talking to.
I still don't know how to.
Yeah,
I
I still have
was
no
like,
idea.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
beauty
I don't know
parlor.
what Bombay people you're
Beauty
meeting, but I
parlor.
have no idea. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Jean-Claude Biguin.
Jean-Claude, Louis. I know how to pronounce the word. And they've done like so much sort of like
Shaming. Yeah.
that I only say the right word. And I can remember
So what you're saying is it worked?
it like
Pronounced
it's,
correctly now?
Yeah, I
You're
hate
saying
it.
the shaming works.
Yeah, I'm like, I hate it because I used
Parents.
Parents, take note.
Shame your
Shame
child.
your child.
to. That's one good advice.
Shame your child to perfection.
Have you been in rooms where you talk in Hindi a little bit
Yeah.
and then it's fetishized? I don't know if that's
Yes.
the right word.
Oh
but
my
it's
God.
looked at like
Okay.
a...
I've been
She's being so funny
Yeah, I've
with
been on
that.
a
Like
date.
that's comedy character. But
You're
that's how I
right.
talk. That's like my actual way of talking.
You're right, dude. I've been on a date where like I was
That
talking
pisses
to
me
this
off a
guy.
little bit. That used to
No,
upset
that
me a
really
little
gets
bit.
me off.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? Because like I feel like I'm talking to this person in English and suddenly I slip some Hindi in and this guy
Yeah.
looked at me.
They
He's like,
lose
oh,
their
you're
mind,
talking
like, oh,
Hindi
this is-
also. I'm like, yeah.
That's so funny,
I feel-
that
I feel-
accent.
yeah.
That
I
gets
don't know why you
me.
gotta look at me.
Have you done that, Rohan?
No, of
You
course
look
I've not
like-
done that. No, I've not done that. And the weird thing is, I have exactly this problem, but from the opposite side.
Oh, really?
Because as a South Bombay boy who grew up speaking English, I suddenly got into this world where I started writing Hindi entertainment. People were like, oh, it's so cute, you don't know Hindi at all. And then I was just like, went home and like shame, like one of those Fair and Lovely ads. Where I'm just like, oh no.
Fair and Lovely ad.
Whatever is the language equivalent of Meri Twacha. I just had one of those moments. And it's still like, in fact, like to the point where even today, like if I go for auditions, if I go for this, I flub 90% of them because I'm so conscious of the way I speak Hindi
Yeah.
that I can like when a camera is off or whatever, I can have a conversation with you in Hindi, no problem. But whenever I feel like I'm being like observed, like I start to stumble and I get very like nervous and scared, and then just feel like, you know what, I'll just keep quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like instead,
Yeah.
because I feel like I'll get very judged if I don't speak it.
Yeah. But like it takes a while though.
Because you'll find your people. Like you'll
Yeah.
find your people along the way who will get to
Yeah, we found each other.
Yeah. You're
I mean,
so cringy together.
Srishti and I are super cringy, and
But I'm the one who's objectively cringy. Alright? I'm objectively cringy. I'm objectively cringy.
in so many other scenarios apart from social media, like at workplaces, I feel cringy when I'm in an argument and I start crying, which you just said, because when I'm angry, like tears come rolling,
gets the
and I
best of
feel
me.
bad for myself, and even that is a very cringe feeling to feel.
Yeah, I feel like a victim a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is so cringy.
I'm like, can I not?
why?
Can you stop tears? Can you
not a
just-
victim. I'm making certain choices.
Yeah.
And I could easily very well say that I don't like something calmly and like not feel like. Yeah, that's a different
Pay
issue.
you
That's a
to
different
walk
issue.
around behind me and say those exact words when I'm in the
You're
middle
not the
of
It's a
victim.
different
I
issue.
could pay a lot of money for somebody
You're not the
to
victim.
walk around. You're not the victim.
You're not the
There's no
victim.
reason for you to
not
feel
about
this. And you've made choices that have led to these outcomes. I'll be like, please, Srishti, just walk around behind me saying that every time
Like
I'm
I
in a fight.
feel like I'm not an active participant in my own life, and that's not true.
Uh-huh.
And I have so much privilege that
Yeah.
I can stand up for myself.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't, and I feel like it's so much easier to just feel bad for yourself
Yeah.
and just not
pity party it out.
Yeah.
Like, I feel bad and I'm feeling.
Don't do that, guys. Like, just don't.
Yeah,
do
let
that.
us do that.
Yeah.
You find your own thing.
But even
We've wasted our lives.
what are your thoughts on positive affirmations? Do you wake up every morning and go like, I am good, I'm going to get this day? Because I don't believe
Not
in
really my
myself.
vibe.
I don't know.
Not my vibe at all.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, just like, what? I'm woken up by a screaming cat demanding to be fed. And I wake up hating everyone
Yeah.
and everything except for the fact that it will once again soon be night at some point and I will get to go back to sleep. No, positive
existence is
affirmations
pain.
can, and I don't mean like just I don't know whether you allow language on this show or not. But positive affirmation can suck my dick. It's just not a thing. I'm
It could
sorry.
suck mine as well.
Yeah, it's just not a thing. No, the
like a
closest I
realistic-
come to a positive affirmation is like I just sort of look and be like, okay, all the other shit we deal with later. Today we have things to do.
Get shit done.
Let's just get it done and then let's collapse later. And that is the closest I can get to a positive affirmation.
It
All
is
right,
been-
today we got to hold the collapse in for a couple of hours.
Just get through
Get
this
shit
day,
done.
Rohan.
There's a paycheck coming. Just get shit done.
It's too
All
late to
right?
back out.
Yeah.
That's the positive affirmation.
These are positive
I look into
affirmations.
the mirror, I'm like, it's
Yeah.
too late.
It's
I
too
have to
late.
show up
Yeah,
today.
yeah. That's a
So,
positive.
yeah.
It's either this or career ruin. And then go
It's
ahead and
either
you do
this
your
or
work.
I get cancelled.
I can't
Yeah.
not live like this. That's the I look at myself and
Yeah.
I'm very happy living this way. This is too
Exactly.
comfortable.
Correct.
Exactly.
I like what I've done here.
That's a
Yeah.
positive affirmation.
I can't let that go.
I am
yeah.
a prisoner to my lifestyle.
Yeah.
What is something that you feel like if I post about this on my Instagram or my social media, that'll get me cringe? Like, not memes, not your content. It's like personal stuff. Like, I'm talking, would you tell the internet about the person you're dating?
I really dislike when people are very vulnerable on social media.
You dislike
And
that.
that's because I'm toxic. But I really don't like when people are upset about things on
Things.
social media. And it's,
But people
it's
do.
problematic.
There's people on TikTok making videos of them crying.
I don't like it.
And I'm
I don't like 1 second of it.
What do I
Do
do?
your
with
crying
this?
like everybody
Yeah,
else, like
yeah,
all the
yeah.
rest of the civilized society in the bathroom.
Go in the bathroom.
Quietly.
My toxicity is that I'm like suspicious of you. How in the middle of this breakdown
Yeah.
did you think to yourself, "Kab camera chalu karte hai, your breakdown is not sincere."
Correct.
Like it's more that. Where
Yeah,
I'm like, you know
I-
what,
I
you're
don't
not
buy
really
it.
breaking
I
down.
don't
I don't
buy
buy
it,
it.
yeah.
Like, yeah, fuck you, your
Also, and
problems
how are
aren't
your
real.
eyebrows perfectly done? Did you put your makeup on before
Yeah,
crying?
how did you put your ring light on
Yeah.
before you cried? Like, what the
Oh
fuck
my
is this?
god.
That's
Which is
I'm
why-
not buying it. Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. I find people talking about their breakups on social media very cringy. I feel like, shut up and take a break. Don't be like, oh, I broke up with my boyfriend today and make a video about it the next day.
I don't like sadness or any hardship being exploited for content
like
that
it's like
way.
yeah, views. I personally feel like I'm such an ugly crier. I'm like, shut the fucking camera off. I'm not gonna show you my crying
Yeah.
face.
It's not pretty.
It's
anyway like in its neutral
Imagine
state,
like
not great.
putting a filter on when
Yeah,
you're
that's
wearing
horrible.
like Paris filter.
I don't want that. I don't want to see it. I don't want to
Like-
show it.
So a collective opinion that I've gauged from both of you is that now that you're older, you have sort of become more aware.
I did not even talk about it. But yes, I am
तेरे को भी
older.
बुड्ढा बना
And,
दिया।
and you're right, yeah.
तेरे को भी बुड्ढा, you're objectively
Objectively old and cringy. I own it. I wear
You
it.
just- you have
हाँ,
to.
सुनाओ बेटा सुनाओ question सुनाओ
As a
बेटा
28-year-old. No, but my question is that do you think as a 28-year-old I feel very cringe about my own content. Is there hope when I become older? Do you think I'll be more sort of accepting of my own cringe? Or is it going to get worse?
Why look at me? I'm 29. I've only had one more year. You tell us.
Oh yeah, see beta, when you lived as long as I have. I mean, let me put it this way. I would hope so.
I would hope so too.
I would
yeah.
hope so because otherwise, like that just means that your insecurity is increasing, which
Correct.
is not good. I feel
But
like
social media is also like changing and evolving. What if like things that are cool now are cringy tomorrow? Like
they will
having
be.
a
What do you
podcast
mean? What
could be
if they
cringy.
will be?
Yeah.
Everything that is cool today will be cringy tomorrow.
Oh,
This is just a fact of life.
Mm-hmm.
That is the law of decay of coolness. Like everything that was cool once will be, and it's cyclical, which means that again at some point it will be ironically or unironically cool again in
Yeah.
another 20 or 30 years. Or look, man, all the music we listen to right now sounds like 80s pop music. Is
Yeah.
it just me?
Yeah.
It's full synthwave,
It is, it
full
is.
this thing.
Yeah.
It went on this journey from oh my god 80s to oh my god this is so cringe. Let's do this to now people ironically to unironically now doing synthwave again. So just like there will be a time where the things you do will be cringe, cool, whatever. Just follow your heart.
my heart.
Follow your heart.
Yeah, I think the metric should change. I would want to get to a place where I'm not looking at my presence on social media as a way of how I think of myself.
Your own self.
Even though it is very tied to it right now, that's how it is a big component of how I look at myself and think of myself.
My self-worth doesn't disappear the second people's attention on me disappears.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I don't disappear the second the cameras.
No.
Well said. True.
Yeah.
Is
Also, like, sort of knowing that other people are not judging me as harshly as I think they are. Because in my head, I think my content is the worst. But what if a person who's watching my video, they're like, this is okay. It's not that cringe. I'm
Yeah,
going
there is
for a
evidence.
okay.
There is like hardcore evidence for that. Like there are people liking your content for you,
Yeah,
for me, for
yeah.
you, who are telling us to our DMs, to our faces when they see us on the streets.
That's not
They
believable though.
Yeah, but
I would
Yeah.
never, I don't trust.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
very numbed by that.
Compliments are so cringy. Can we talk about compliments?
no, I don't mind compliments.
I like
I
them.
used to
Yeah.
find them.
I
Like,
don't believe
why
them.
you-
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
believe them,
But I
but I'm
like
alright
it. I
with
like
them.
to hear it.
Like on balance between objectively cringe and a compliment, I take a
Come
compliment.
on.
Like on balance,
Drop
I'm
it.
just saying.
Come on.
I'll take. I'm just saying. You know.
I feel like Rom will go home and block me.
He has
on
immediately
social
believed
media.
that he is.
Jokes on you. You think I
objectively
follow
cringy.
you?
If someone is telling me something horrible about myself, I will instantly believe it
Yeah.
and know it to be true. But if
Yeah.
someone is saying nice things to my face, I'll be like, you are a
Like
liar
you,
and you
yeah.
have some ulterior motive.
Correct.
Flatter to
What do you
deceive,
need?
good
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. What do you
Yeah.
need? What are you looking
fucking
for
need
here?
from
Yeah.
me? Yeah.
I would not. I would just not. And again, that's toxic behavior.
It is. I mean,
I'm
no
just
denying.
learning that I need to go to therapy. But I'm also looking at you and I'm like, will it help?
It won't. It'll just keep things finely balanced on a precipice. It's
Yeah.
the difference between sliding off it and staying right at the edge of it. I've not moved back from the precipice in any way, if that makes any sense.
Don't
have.
want to
Oh, this
work.
feeling?
Work is cringy. Can we talk about how
Yeah.
cringy working is?
Working for
on
a living is
yourself,
so
on-
cringy.
for a living,
like sort of that's
on
the worst.
relationships.
Waking up for working, bad idea. Who came up with it?
It's a great
kidding,
podcast,
guys.
guys.
It's
Make
not-
no effort.
it's
Strive not at all.
It's not. It's not.
Just lie down and give in to your circumstances and wallow in whatever it is that life throws
I
at
am
you.
a garbage human being. I'm the absolute trash. And everything I say with a tinge of irony.
I'm not even that, because at least to be garbage, you have to be a thing. I'm just a wisp. I'm insignificant.
Oh no.
I don't even register. I'm just like a fart in the
God.
cosmic timeline.
But the topic we had at hand was how to own your cringe.
Oh.
And we've come to a place where we're like, own it if you want to, but keep it away from me. We're just like, we're cringe.
No, own it.
Own it. Yeah.
Know exactly the trash you are.
Yeah.
Just
Live it up. Yeah.
live it up.
Coming back to the original question of this person asking
How do I
how
own my
to
cringe?
be whatever. You sound like you're a young person. And if I'm correct about that, just do whatever you want. You will not be at this age, this person. It's gonna get really bad. Look at us. Like it's gonna get you're gonna get super jaded, you're gonna be super cynical, you're gonna become slightly pessimistic. I hope you don't, but there are heavy chances that you will. So while you are in that youthful exuberance, enthusiastic phase in your life, enjoy doing whatever makes you happy. Like just whatever makes you happy in this moment, do it. Don't give a fuck about others, because others are also thinking exactly this, where they think that they are cringy and people are judging them and everybody's going through their own shit.
Yeah.
Just do whatever you want to do.
Do your
man.
shit.
Yeah, do your shit.
You'll find your people.
You'll find your people.
You'll find your people,
You'll
alright?
find,
For
yeah.
everything in this world that you think is cringe, man, you like getting up in cosplay, you will find 500 people who will cosplay with you.
Yeah.
You like playing Dungeons and Dragons, you will find 500 people
Yeah.
who will this thing. You have a kink, you have a this thing, you have whatever, you will find people.
Yeah.
So just
So-
enjoy, yaar.
Just have fun, yaar.
Enjoy,
Have fun,
yaar.
yaar. Have
Just
fun, yaar.
freak out. Buddy.
Go
Have
for
a
it.
wacky time.
Have a great time,
Wacky,
beta.
bro.
Wacky is such a...
Just, this is the age, beta.
Alright guys, on that note, this was another episode of the Overthink Tank. Hope you enjoyed listening to it, and if you did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment that says cringe in the comment
Objectively cringe.
section. Objectively
Cringe max.
Cringe max.
If you say cringe max, I'll know it's for me.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Bye.